Stop looking at what everybody else is doing. I know we can do this. Okay, you guys, so it is 1:41, excuse the mess. You're gonna see random messes throughout the month because my toddler baby, is she a toddler or a baby? She's 14 months old. Just kind of gets into everything. So excuse that mess. But I have to put her down for a nap. We have kind of our little mommy and me time coming up in about 20 minutes. So I'm going to make the absolute most out of these next 20 minutes that I can. So I am going to show you what I'm working on, but I will just give a slight warning here that if you are fans of my books and you have read my Death's Awakening Eternal Sorrows series and you are looking forward to Fate's Surrender, which is the next book, you might see some spoilers on this board. So you might want to skip the rest of this vlog, or at least the next little bit of section, or just try to like squint when you're looking at it because there are going to be some spoilers coming up for that series, just a little bit, nothing major, but just a few little things. So a little warning there, but let me show you what I'm currently working on. Okay, so I have this board. This is just the wall outside of my office, and my husband and I set this up a couple months ago to work on this book, and I filled it all out. I got everything completely done, and then when I was ready to start the new draft, I took everything down and took photos of it and basically just recycled the whole thing. Now I have reset the board, and this time I am going through it for final draft, just overview, going back through the plot, writing out the different chapters, and making sure that I'm not missing any points of view, that I'm not missing any character arc stuff. And so what I have up here at the top, and I've kind of shown this before on the previous version, is I have all of my characters. I just made these little Polaroids in Canva, and each character has a POV. And so I've color coded each of the POVs. I have also gone through, without trying to give too many spoilers here, and marked every scene that happens in somebody's point of view. Also, just for mild inspiration for my own like overview and being able to see, this is really a focus tool for me. So this is something that helps me focus on my story, make sure that I'm not missing any pieces of it. So it's visual, it's very hands-on, and this is very much how I work. Obviously, if you're familiar with my Kanban board, you know that I like to have things like front and center out in front of me where I can see it, where I can really get hands-on with it. And this is what's going on with this board too. So this is rough draft number 5. I did not make a board this big for the first few drafts of the book. I was only using the inside of my planner, but for draft number 4, which was cleaning up a ton of stuff, I ended up throwing out about 30,000 words and rewriting it. I used a board like this. Now I have cleared that board off and put new paper kind of on top of the wall, and I am using basically just small post-it notes, pictures, and different like kind of like flip chart markers that won't bleed through the wall to reimagine the story. Now, when I'm done with this section of it and I feel like the 5th draft is ready to go, I probably will reset this board again for the Witch's Door, which I would have loved to have done before I got started with NaNoWriMo, but I just didn't get a chance to. So at least you get to see this in part. So this is part of what I'm doing for my final editing process. Now, I do not always go through this level of outside detail for all of my plotting, especially for edits. But with a story like this, where I have 8 different points of view, it's just necessary for me to make sure that I'm not missing anyone, that everybody's character arc is getting the space it deserves. And when it's a 100,000 word document that I'm looking at, it just starts to feel overwhelming, like I can't fully see the pieces of the puzzle all laid out. So having a board like this, where I don't have to put my index cards out and try to see them in that way, is very helpful for me. So it's just another focus tool that I use in addition to the index cards. So for the 5th draft here, I haven't even redone index cards like I would normally do. Instead, I've just got this board going. And as you can see, I'm only about halfway through the first act, and that's about where I am with my edits. So I'm going to spend the next 15 or 20 minutes working on filling out the rest of the first act, making sure that scenes are where they need to go, that I've got all the character stuff. So for me right now, this involves rereading these chapters, moving them over one by one over to my like edited document, and then putting things up on the board, making sure they're where they need to go, printing out any photos. And I know that seems so extra, like why would you do that? But it's just a focus tool. It allows me to visualize and see, and that allows me to really step through my story in an even more imaginative way. Then the other thing that I'm going to be doing today that may seem ridiculous or extra, but that really works for me and my process is as soon as I get the baby down for her nap, which will be about 2:30, 2:40 this afternoon, I'm going to play some zombie games in between sort of editing sprints. I'm going to leave The Witch's Door for tonight in terms of the rough draft, and I'm only going to be aiming for about 1,000 words on my rough draft of that book because edits are kind of coming to a head here and I'm behind where I had wanted to be. So, let's get going. I'm down to about 14 minutes left to work on my wall before I have to go put the baby down.
I've been all around the world, every city, every place, always been a restless girl, but now there's a wind of change. I've never ever felt this way, longing for you, pick up the phone, catching a flight, I'm coming home, back to the place I've always known.
Okay, so as you can see, I got most of Act 1, all of my notes down there. I'm feeling pretty good about how Act 1 is coming together. So the next step will be, I'm going to work on Act 2 this afternoon. After I get the baby down, you can hear her kind of whimpering because she knows it's time for night time. So I'm going to get her bottle ready and get her to bed. And then when I'm done with that, I'm going to work a little bit more on my notes for Act 1 and start thinking through any changes that I want to make in the first half of Act 2. And while I'm thinking through it, I am going to kill some zombies on the Xbox. So it should be really fun. Ooh, so while I was upstairs getting the baby down, she's still kind of making some noises. I had a delivery from Postmates. When I'm on book deadline and getting my final edits and stuff done, I tend to be a little bit more extravagant with deliveries and things like that. It's just part of my little process and mental health, I guess you could say. So I had Starbucks delivered. So I just got some pound cake and my favorite beverage of the season, which has been a salted caramel cream cold brew. It's fantastic. So this is good. And as a treat, I didn't even know this was coming today, I have my Sanrio Loot Crate. So I am going to open this. I think they now call it the Hello Kitty and Friends. It used to come once a quarter, but now it comes, I think, every month. So I'm going to open this up. So if you're getting one and don't want to see spoilers, you might want to push past. Lots of spoilers today. Okay, so opening it up. Every month they have been putting in a new charm for a charm bracelet. So this month it looks like we have Karopi, and so cute. So I've been getting them since they started the charm bracelet. So I have them all. And let's see what's inside. Oh my goodness. Look at this. Oh my goodness. So if you didn't know, so the 60th anniversary is not the 60th anniversary of Hello Kitty. Hello Kitty herself is only just over 40 years old, but I'm guessing it's the 60th anniversary of Sanrio, maybe. So I will read about it, I'm sure, a little bit here in a little bit. But if you didn't know, Hello Kitty's birthday and her twin sister Mimi is November 1st. So she just celebrated another birthday. So this is super, super cute. And most of the things that come in the Loot Crate are exclusive. So you can't buy these in stores, which is, of course, why I have to subscribe to this. So here we have a little, is this a magnet, I guess? This is a little pom-pom purrin magnet with a little celebratory hat and present. And then this is like a little bag, I guess. It looks like maybe a little bag with Hello Kitty and a little Queen's hat on. And then we also have a sticker, a holographic sticker. Okay, so yes, I was right. So it says the Sanrio 60th anniversary crate. So yeah, I knew it wasn't Hello Kitty's 60th birthday because she's about the same age as me and I'm definitely not 60. So all of these items are exclusive, and I really love when they come with figurines like this because they just make such great decorations and things that I can keep in my office. Obviously, I love to collect all of these types of things. A lot of these Hello Kitties are the Tokidoki. Actually, all of these are the Tokidoki collection, along with some unicornos and, of course, Nora, who's one of my faves. But I always love when they include things like this that are exclusive because, you know, it's the only place you can get them, and it's really pretty cool. And this pouch, I was thinking, is a really nice size, and it might be cool to keep my cute little kawaii set of tarot cards in here. This would be the perfect pouch for the kawaii set of tarot. So I might take this upstairs to my little tarot altar and keep that up there. Yay, a little extra treat for some afternoon fuel. I've got my coffee and some pound cake, and I've got my new Hello Kitty goodies. So I'm going to turn back around and keep working a little bit on my notes for Act 1 of Fate's Surrender.
Won't you sing out your frustration? Just say a word.
Okay, you guys, so it is about 5 o'clock and I played The Last of Us for a little over an hour and a half, I think. And throughout parts of it, I would stop and get some ideas, write some notes down. It's just that like fun, focused kind of time, which I really enjoy. I also like to keep a notebook for my gaming, just to kind of journal through the process, which I know is a little bit extra, but I do like to keep notes on the games that I play, how they made me feel, any ideas that I had while I was playing through them, where I left off, any like notes about the gameplay or like how to use a shiv or you know, anything that I might want to use. So I was playing around with that, but I was also writing some plot ideas and any other little things that came to mind throughout. And my son got home from school while I was playing, so he sat down and hung out with me for a little while, and we had some good time together this afternoon. And now I ordered some pizza and we are going to wait for that. Should be here in about 20 minutes. So while I'm waiting for the pizza, the baby is out there watching a show with my husband and my son is upstairs reading. So I'm going to take advantage of the 20 minutes and I am going to continue a little bit more of my edits. I also have been slowly updating some of my formatting for the Fairhope series that's changing all the covers and getting those covers gradually uploaded and changed over at Goodreads. So I've got kind of a list of things to do sort of when I'm taking breaks. So that is the name of the game over the course of probably the next full month is, you know, writing, sprinting, and focusing on the edits and the writing, but also these other little tasks that are getting done in between. So yeah, I got about 20 minutes, so I'm going to make the most of it. And then after dinner, I will be back to update you guys, and that will be when I start in on my actual NaNoWriMo project, which I think is going to be mostly evening writing. So I might jump in on some sprints online or maybe even jump into a Discord channel for the Low Country Rhymos, which is my local NaNoWriMo group, and see if anybody's sprinting in there. So I will update you guys when I get back to my word count later. Hey guys, so it's 10:08 p.m. and at this point my makeup is like dripping down my face or something. I've got eye makeup everywhere. But anyway, I have just finished edits for the day. I didn't actually add any specific word count because I've been working on this wall. But I feel like I moved some scenes around, I got work done, and as you know, if you've written a book and edited and been through this process before, you don't always add fresh new words every single day. Sometimes you're just going back over old things and moving things around and you know, choosing better words and that kind of thing. So that's the kind of day it was for me today. So nothing new to add on that, which is a little bit frustrating. And 10:09, and I still have not added any new words to the witch's door. So I'm going to get at least one sprint in. I have this like sinus headache that has just been kind of building right around in this area this afternoon. So I'm going to get one sprint in. I'm going to dedicate and commit myself to writing every single day, even if it's just a little bit of words. And, you know, if you are already here day 4, day 5, by the time you're watching this, and you are feeling the same thing of, I'm behind, I am not getting the amount of words I wanted every single day. The worst thing you can do right now, the worst thing I could do is give up and say, well, you know, all or nothing. I haven't been able to stay with it. I'm never going to catch up. I'm just going to quit right here. Every single day is not going to be perfect. And I know from my own previous experience with NaNoWriMo that there are a lot of times where the first few days feel so exciting that I got way ahead, and that felt so good to be ahead. And then when I slowed down and had some days that were not as big, I started to feel really defeated. And the key during those days, whenever you hit that, or if you hit that at some point in the next few days, the key is to just keep moving through them. Even if it's one sprint, 200 words, 500 words, it may not be what you wanted for the day. It may not be your goal or your par for the day, but it's words. So don't give up on yourself, because maybe you're going to hit a groove when you get to that next scene, and it's going to be like back on, and you're going to be ready to go and hit it hard. On the flip side, seeing as how this is my like 13th nano, I have also had experiences where I just wasn't as prepped as I should have been, or for whatever reason, the first few days were really rocky, and you get on social media or vlogs like this and you see that all these people are starting to get 10,000 words, 15,000 words. Some people have already hit 20 or 30,000 words just in 4 or 5 days. And it can start to trigger that feeling of comparison. Like, I'm never going to finish. Like, I'm way behind. I wish that I was one of those people. I'm so mad at myself. You know, all of these kind of negative things that go on in our head. And I'm just going to be a voice right now of encouragement and tell you, wherever you are sitting right now, even if it's at 0, you still have plenty of time to catch up, to feel really good about this month, to feel really good about yourself. So pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and start now to get one sprint in, get a couple sprints in. Just don't give up on yourself, because you wanted to do Nano this month for a reason. You have a story that you were meant to tell that the world really needs. So get your laptop open, sit down at your computer, whatever you need to do, and let's get a sprint in together. It is now 10:12, and I'm going to get at least 1 or 2 in tonight before I call it. It's not going to be as many words as I had hoped for the day, and I'm okay with that. There's still time to make it up. All right, let's do this.
Won't you sing out your
All right, so 1 30-minute sprint. That's basically, I think, all I'm going to be able to do. And I got 682 words. So Witch's Door Nano 2020 is up to 6,365. So definitely not what I had hoped by this point, because this is day 4 for me, and I'd hoped to have at least 8,000 words and maybe to be like 15 or 20,000 words into my edits. And I'm sitting at 6365 and 6375 ironically for my edits. So not exactly what I was hoping for. Like I said earlier, you got to watch out for that comparison stuff. Some people can sit down every single day and knock out 3,000 words, 10,000 words. I have friends that publish 13 novels a year, and I've been struggling to finish this book for the past 2 years. And if you allow yourself to get stuck in that loop of I'm going to compare myself to everybody else, then you are always going to find proof that you are not good enough. And that is always going to push you down and keep you from your dreams. So if you want this as badly as I know you do, as badly as I know I do, stop looking at what everybody else is doing. Only look to other people for community and inspiration and, friendship and accountability, and then take care of yourself and what you can do. So if you're like me and you're sitting a little bit behind, or maybe you're further behind than me, or maybe you're a little bit ahead of me, then, don't give up. Let's do this together. Comment down below and let me know where you are. Let's encourage each other, because this has been already one heck of a year. And just the fact that you're showing up is amazing. And I know we can do this. I know we can do this. Let's hang in there. Tomorrow's going to be a better day, and I will see you next time. Good night.